You are listening to What We Talk About When We Talk About Rape by Sohaila Abdulali, published by Penguin Random House, narrated by Sohaila Abdulali.
For Samara, Aidan and Rafe, Tea Time Forever. Disclaimer. I've used anecdotes from many people's lives, including my own. I haven't made up anything, but I have taken some liberties with names, places, etc. to respect people's privacy. In some cases, I have used pseudonyms. Every quote in this book is real. But if I say A's uncle said it, it might actually be B's father. It's all true, but it's not all necessarily true in exactly the order I tell you it is. Chapter 1. Introduction. The light was draining out of the room, going back through the window where it had come from. Raymond Carver, Beginners. Originally, what we talk about when we talk about love. Rape drains the light. Like J.K. Rowling's fantastically terrifying Dementors, it sucks joy. And, along with draining the light from victims' lives, it tends to drain the light from sensible conversation. Discussions about rape are so often irrational and sometimes outright bizarre. It's the only crime to which people respond by wanting to lock up the victims. It's the only crime that is so bad that victims are supposed to be destroyed beyond repair by it, but simultaneously not so bad that the men who do it should be treated like other criminals. I want to let some light back in. Rape. The word is so harsh. In Hindi, balatkar. In Finnish, raiskata. In Indonesia, mamperkosa. In Arabic, ikhtisab. In Slovenian, posilstivo. In Zulu, ukudwengula. The English word rape probably comes from the Latin rapere, to snatch, to carry off. For the last 700 years, it's meant to take by force. In Roman law, abducting a woman, whether or not you force sex on her, was called raptus, which sounds horribly, misleadingly like rapture. Then again, the Oxford English Dictionary dryly informs me that it comes from the word rapa, which means turnip. Even the definition is confusing. I think about random examples from my own life. A male friend on a Nicaraguan beach with a woman friend, enjoying the night until someone beat him unconscious and raped her. A woman friend on another beach in Greece, enjoying the day until a group of cops raped her. Another woman, really excited about a romantic evening with her new boyfriend, until he grabbed her and forced himself on her. How have we managed to evolve as a species that is riddled with rape? When did we give ourselves permission to become this way? Sometimes I wonder if we consider bad table manners a worse breach of protocol than forcing a random object up a personal orifice. I will be interested to see which shelves this book ends up on in bookstores. Essays? Not really. Sociology? Not learned or academic enough. Psychology? No, too opinionated. Research? Not comprehensive enough. Memoir? I hope not. It's easy to say what this book isn't, because it doesn't neatly fit into any genre. This is just what I want, because in this space lies my freedom. I can do whatever I want, and I have. I can roam around the world and the internet, stopping where I want, chatting with whoever takes my fancy, and drawing my own conclusions. Or not. I am very willing to take shameless advantage of my street cred as a rape survivor, to generalize and opine. But I speak only for myself, not for anybody else. So, what is this book? It's about what we talk about, but also what we don't talk about. We don't talk enough about aggravating phobias. We don't talk enough about rebuilding trust. We don't talk enough about joy and rage and how to fit both into our lives. I began college weeks after being raped. I showed up at my freshman dorm still healing from physical injuries. A bump on my head and a bandage on my ankle. The ankle bandage wasn't because of anything the rapists did. A few days after the rape, I was at the beach, so happy to be alive that I took a running leap off the front steps of the house and twisted my ankle. In college, I threw myself into the feminist movement like a drunken sailor on shore leave. These were my people. This was my place. And it still is. When you're 17, with a bump on your head from almost dying, and a bandaged foot from the rapture of living, clichés come easily. I joined marches and yelled, yes means yes, no means no. Later, running in-service training sessions for police officers and doctors, I held forth on how rape has nothing to do with sex. Now I realize that, well, sometimes yes doesn't mean yes, and sometimes rape does have to do with sex. Much has changed in how we talk about rape. In the last few years, people in India have come a long way in talking about it in everyday conversation. In my household, rape is just another topic. If we can expose our children to talk of genocide, racism, bikini waxing, and the inevitable melting of the planet, why should we leave out sexual abuse? Happily, the global conversation on this issue is deepening too. The Me Too campaign has shone a startling spotlight on sexual harassment. This is all happening while the US has a robust champion of sexual abuse for its president. It's particularly unsettling in contrast to the last occupant of the White House, a dignified feminist man who believed in evolution, of the species, of ideas and attitudes. It's all very interesting and confusing. We must notice who is part of the conversation and who is not. The Me Too campaign is global, yes. But what is global? Let's not forget that the man who brings buffalo milk to my family home in rural Maharashtra, or the king of Swaziland's latest virgin wife, may not be on social media. Let's not forget that if you're a trans person, your chances of being sexually assaulted are 50-50, but your chances of finding understanding and support or justice are far lower. In this book, I will contradict myself. Rape is always a catastrophe. Rape is not always a catastrophe. Rape is like any other crime. Rape is not like any other crime. It's all true, except for the foundational belief that rape is a crime with a criminal and a victim. I will not take anything else for granted. Rape drains the light. I want to let some light back in. I don't have answers, but I hope to at least illuminate some of the questions and assumptions we all carry around with us. We must talk about rape, and we must talk about how we talk about rape. Chapter 2. Who am I to talk? She died from effrontery. Verlin Klinkenborg, The Rural Life About an Annoying Mosquito. In 1980, I was 17 and had recently moved to the US with my family. I had just graduated from high school and was spending the summer before college in my family home in Bombay with my father and grandmother, while my mother and brother were in the US. One evening, I was out with a male friend. We were accosted by 4 armed men who forced us up a mountain, raped me, wounded us both, threatened to castrate my friend, almost killed us, but changed their minds after we made various promises, and released us hours later. That's a pithy description of a long and gruesome night, but it really covers all the essentials. What happened later is far more interesting. A few days after this, the local paper admiringly reported another story of abduction. A married couple was going home at night on their scooter. Some men stopped them on the road and took the woman away. Her husband drove home without telling anyone. The next morning, she came home, went into the kitchen, poured kerosene on herself, lit a match, and went up in flames. According to the article, her husband didn't intervene. My father and I both read the article. I think that was the moment it hit me that we must be a very odd family, because we simply couldn't understand it. Why didn't the man report the abduction? Why did the woman kill herself?
Sample complete. Ready to continue?